we are going to go through some hip stretches. So let's start with your legs out fairly wide, your hands behind you, and just start to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You go up and over with your left and then follow with your right, and then all the way as far as you can go with your right and follow with your left. Just do that a few times, noticing how you're getting a little bit of massage to your glute muscles. Good. And then sit up tall and stretch your left leg out in front of your right leg. Cross your right leg over your left. Wrap your elbow around. Don't hook, but wrap your elbow around and hug your knee in as close to your chest as you can. And then start to revolve your spine. You might notice a stretch to that outer right hip. Really important thing when you're stretching is to allow your breath to stretch you from the inside out. So when you feel that inhale breath, it's almost like the stretch sensation exaggerates. That's the feeling of your body stretching from the inside out. And when you exhale, you feel how that muscle can relax a little bit more. So take a few more breaths here. Good. And then cross your ankle over your knee. Wrap your arms underneath your shin and just lift up and rock your baby or your shin from side to side. You can pretend it's a baby. And I like to do this for a good amount of time because I actually can feel those structures starting to loosen the longer I do it for. And then extend and switch, cross your other leg in front, hook your elbow around, sit up with a very tall spine, but make sure you're drawing your knee in as close to your chest as you can. Yeah, you just keep breathing. Some nice subtle movements are sometimes nice. It's nice to feel what else is connected to what it is that you're stretching. Good. And then release, cross your ankle over your knee. Wrap your arms underneath and pick your leg up. Just explore back and forth, back and forth. Your shin is trying to just go back and forth in front of the front of your body. Your right ankle into the inseam of your left leg. Reach your left arm out to the left and side bend away. You're reaching your right arm for your left toes. You press your right hip down. You elongate out of the right side of your waist. Good. And then angle your chest, revolve your chest down, and notice how that stretch somewhat changes. For me, it moves more into the structures of my lumbar musculature. Every breath, stretching from the inside out, leading more and more into softening those muscles that are taut. Okay, and then walk your hands back in, switch your legs out. You take your right hand to the inside of your right ankle. You take your left arm up and over. And make sure you're pressing your left sitting bone down into the floor. I like to explore a little thoracic extension by revolving my chest up towards the sky. Letting those breaths pour in. Letting my mind find a calm place so that I can just really be in the experience of lengthening these muscles. Good, and then revolve your chest down. You can place your fingertips on either side of your right leg. Elongate the top of your sternum out beyond your big toe. I'll visualize doing that. Good. And then walk your fingertips back in. Good, and then let's take it onto hands and knees. And you're going to take your knees out nice and wide. And your feet are pretty much in line with your knees, yeah? And you're just gonna rock your hips from back and forth. This froggy stretch helps to open up the inner groin. We wanna think about all of the structures that are involved in the actions of our hips. Our hips are pretty big drivers for emotion. The most powerful muscles in our body are in our hips. Good, and then just bring your knees a little bit closer together. You can drop down onto your forearms, and you're gonna drop your right hip down towards the floor as you kick your right foot up, and then you're gonna come up and rotate, and you're gonna do the opposite side. So you're going into internal rotation. Let me turn my body so you can see this a little bit better. I'm just kind of going from side to side. Another one that I like to do a fair amount of. I can really feel as I move through this more and more that things are starting to loosen up. And also feel the work in your core as you support this movement. Good. And then walk it back in. And this is one of my favorites. So you're gonna take your right foot straight out to the right. So the sole of your foot is down on your mat, yeah? And then you're just gonna rock your hips here a few times back and forth. Good, and then you're gonna think of a side to side movement. So as you bend into your right knee, you try to push the floor towards the left. And then you come back. And you move with your breath. Good, and then take your leg, swing it all the way around behind you. So it's gonna land on the floor on the ball of your foot. So if you look back, your legs are crossed, and you just rock back and forth here a couple of times as well. Good, and then swing your leg all the way back out to the side, just feeling that work through your hip. Think about lifting that leg up and bring it back in to meet the other side. And then we switch. So you take your left leg out to the left. You rock your hips back and forth a few times. And then you think about bending into the left knee as you push the floor away towards the opposite side. And you feel all of the muscles that are participating, the muscles in the waist. Everything is connected. The more we can become aware of these connections, the more we cultivate intelligence in the way that we move, efficiency in the way that we move. We create flow. Good, so let's do that one more time. Good. And then take your leg, swing it all the way around behind you. The ball of your foot lands on the floor towards the right-hand side, yeah? And I'm mirroring you, so just follow the image on the screen. Rock your hips back and forth a couple of times. Good, and then take your left leg, swing it all the way around and place it down on the floor. And then use the muscle in your hip. Activate, energize, and pull it back in. Good. And then you can tuck your toes under and you can walk it back so that you are in a deep squat. And in this deep squat, it's nice to kind of hook your arms into your legs, rock your hips a little bit side to side, and then bring your palms together, and with absolutely no lurching, press through your heels, use your core to rise all the way up, activating, energizing those muscles of your legs. Drop your arms down, squat down again, slide your arms to your inner knees, rock your hips back and forth a couple of times. Good, bring your hands together, stand all the way up. Let's do it again. Drop the arms down. Slide your arms down the insides of your legs. Rock your hips side to side. Start to feel like you can descend a little bit deeper. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Press into your heels. Use your core. Come all the way up. Take your legs nice and wide. Right arm down. Left arm stretches up and over. Glue your left foot down to the floor. Imagine you could push your left foot all the way through to the center of the earth. You think of elongating through all of these structures in the sides of the hips. And the other side, up and over. Press your right foot down. Imagine someone was pulling your right arm on the diagonal. You can always find a little bit more stretch. Good, and then take it all the way up. Take your hands down onto the floor. Feet nice and wide. And the same way we were pushing the floor away when we were on our knees, we're going to do the exact same thing. So bend into your left knee, try to push the floor towards the right. Bend into your right knee, try to push the floor to the left. Yeah, and just go side to side. Eventually finding a little bit more ability to push the floor away, so a little bit more ability to get deeper into your lunge. Good. And then walk your hands towards your right foot. Just drop your right foot down. You're stretching into the front of your hip. Keep your belly and your thigh glued together. As you exhale, straighten your leg any amount without letting your belly and your thigh disconnect. Bend your knee again. Lift your chest as you inhale. As you exhale, straighten that leg. Maybe it goes a little further, but maybe it doesn't. But the point is that your belly and your thighs stay connected. One more time. Good. Walk your hands around. Drop down. Rock your hips. Good. And then keeping your belly and your thigh connected, straighten your leg any amount. Rebend your knee, lift your chest, but keep your belly on your thigh. Exhale, straighten any amount. Belly and thigh remain connected. Inhale, heart lifts, bend your knee. Good, straighten your leg. Walk your hands back around to the front. And walk your hands over to the left side. And then maybe take your right arm up to the sky. Right arm down. Walk your hands back to the left side. Fold over your left leg, and then take your left arm up to the sky. Good, slowly revolve down. Walk your hands back in. Heel toe your feet together. Cross your right ankle behind your left, so your legs are crossed, and then bend more into your left knee. So you feel that stretch in your IT band. You can always stretch your arm up to the sky. And slowly release, switch sides. Left leg crosses behind the right over to the right hand side. You bend more into the right knee. So you're elongating through that left leg. And then option to spin your left arm up to the sky. Great, and then slowly revolve it down. Step your feet back so that they're side by side. Bend your knees, place your hands on the tops of your thighs. Round your spine as you exhale. Inhale, melt your spine down. Exhale, round up. Inhale, melt your spine down. It's like cat and cow. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, circle your arms, reach all the way up to the sky. And bring your hands to your heart. Thank your body. Feel into your hips. Hopefully you can go play golf or dance or run or whatever it is that you like to do. Have a great day.